Let us now see how to create a checklist on the Expal web. On the home screen, on the left side menu bar, click on the checklist. This is the checklist listing screen where all the checklists will be shown here where the user is associated with. To create a new checklist, click on the create new button shown on the right corner of the screen. This is the checklist creation page. First, let us capture the title. For example, warehouse audit will be our checklist. Next, the created by and created date will be captured by the system by default. Next comes the access. If the user keeps the access as open, this checklist will show to the entire organization. If the access is closed, it will be shown only to the users who are part of this checklist. Next comes the owner. By default, the system will capture the creator as a owner. Here, supervisor is a non-mandatory field, and also the team member. If the access is kept closed, the creator has to add at least one team member. If the access is open, it will be shown to all the members of the organization. Next comes the start date of the checklist. For example, the start date will be today. We will select today's date. Next comes the end date of the checklist. If the checklist has to be done by the month end, say for example, it is on the 31st. So next we will capture the frequency of the checklist. What is the frequency in which the audit has to perform? Say for example, the audit has to be done daily for this particular warehouse audit. We will select it as daily. Next, on what scale we are performing an audit. It would be a 5-point scale, it would be a 10-point scale, or it would be a color code. For example, we will select as a color code. Next comes the checklist questionnaires. We have two options. Either we can upload a Excel upload if we already have a Excel file which is downloaded and kept, else we will type it manually. So we will click on the create on app. Here serial number will be captured by default. Next comes a query group. Say for example, in a warehouse, if there are different departments, it would be room 1 or it would be room 2. Similarly, under room 1, what are the audits we are going to perform? For example, check the floors if there are dust. Similarly, next comes vital. What is vital here? In some cases, if we keep vital as no, that means we need not perform an audit to that particular questionnaire. But in this case, all the question has to perform an audit, so we will keep vital as yes. Next comes the weightage. Weightage in some organization, there will be different weightage for different questions. So for an example, we'll keep the weightage as same and we will keep it as it is. Next, we will add a new row. So the query group is same and you want to add another question on the same query group. Say for example, check the temperature, check the room temperature, right? Similarly, we keep on adding what and all the questionnaire is to which the audit has to perform. For example purpose, we will add one other row with a new query group. So room 2 will be same. Check the floors if there are dust in the room number 2. We will submit. Next comes the location table. Similarly, like how we added the questionnaires, we have two options here. Either we can upload it by the Excel file or we have an option to create by our own. So what is the location name? Say for example, if we want to audit a warehouse in Mumbai. So Mumbai will be our location. And next comes the location owner. Who is the location owner? Say for example, I am adding Dhananjay as a location owner. That means if while performing audit, if the auditor is triggering any task on this particular location, this task will go to this location owner. Next comes the location supervisor. Here the location supervisor is a non-mandatory field, but for demo purpose we will add one location supervisor. The next audit due date will be captured by the system by default while we are setting the frequency as daily. So it will be captured as tomorrow's date. We will submit. That's all. Hit on the create button. This will create the checklist. To view the checklist, click on the action button.